Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you one of my favourite chocolate cakes, and it is a cake I'm very proud of because it has a lot of ingredients that us Irish are very proud of and that I love to both eat and drink. So we'll get underway. I just need, first of all, one of those ingredients, some Guinness. I want 250 mils. Now, I have opened this earlier and just let it go a little bit flat because it's easier to measure. Next I want some butter, 125 grams. Another real favourite ingredient of mine's here, and it complements the Guinness. Well, it's quite similar really what you get from it as the Guinness. It is black treacle. It is rich, dark, very similar to golden syrup in that it is thick and viscous. It's all this that really gives us that intriguingly dark and decadent cake flavour. So I want 3 tablespoons of this. You can always oil your spoon if you find this hard to work with. It just makes it slip off more easily. I, however, will just get my finger in there and push it out. Another oozing tablespoon. I just love doing this, letting it drip from the spoon. Could stay here doing this all day, but I better get on. And our third and final spoonful. Although treacle is not an Irish ingredient, you will find it in every Irish household. We use it in quite a lot, from scone breads to wheaten breads. I use it so often in baking, it's fantastic. I also love it on scones as well, with some cream. And another ingredient that will just help with the dark sumptuousness of this cake is some light brown sugar, soft light brown sugar that is. And now I just need to put some heat on under this pan and let this all melt together. I do this as often when I'm using the Guinness. It can be a little bit cold, and you know, when we're baking we want everything to be at room temperature, and it saves me having to cream my butter and sugar together, so it's all really win-win. Just give these ingredients a little stir together, help them melt together. Everything is almost melted together now, so I can just pour it into a jug to let it cool. It'll just cool a bit quicker in this. Oh, that smells fantastic already. So I can set this aside for now and let it cool while I get on with the dry ingredients. For my dry ingredients, I need 250 grams of plain flour, this is always my go-to recipe on St. Patrick's Day, and why wouldn't it be? I also want 50 grams of cocoa powder, really good quality dark cocoa powder. And to this rich mound of brown cocoa, I want to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of bicarb, quarter teaspoon of salt, and I want 1 teaspoon of coffee powder. Now it's very important that you use coffee powder, not coffee granules. If you only have granules, you could add it to the wet ingredients so it dissolves, especially while they're warm. Just give this a little mix together. And that is the dry ingredients ready to go. Now I do have a couple more wet ingredients now that the mixture has cooled slightly. I can get on with those. I need 100 ml of buttermilk, and then I need 2 eggs. Let's give this a quick whisk together. And now I'm ready to mix one into t'other. A loose bottom cake tin here that's just lined with some parchment paper, and I'm just going to pour the batter in. This makes one very thick disc of cake. Now if you haven't got a deep cake pan like this, I suggest you maybe cut some baking parchment out around the sides and have it higher than the cake tin itself, just to prevent the top from drying out, as it will. Could possibly, if you're using a shallow tin, peek out over the top in the center, but you could always just trim this off anyways. Quick scrape down. And if you're worried about the batter escaping from the tin as it bakes, place it on a baking tray in the oven. My cake just needs to go into the oven now at 180 degrees for 45 to 50 minutes until a skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. My cake is now cooled and I've unclipped it and left it sitting on a cake stand, and whilst that is happening I'm going to get on with frosting. So I have 75 grams of soft butter here. I'm just going to give that a quick mix just until light, pale and fluffy. So that's much paler and fluffier now. I have already sieved 225 grams of icing sugar, and I'll add half of that in now. And I'm just going to start it off on a low speed so it doesn't, to avoid an I Love Lucy moment here really. And we'll go with the remaining half of the sugar. Now you don't need a stand mixer, of course, to do this. You can always just use an electric hand whisk. And off we go again. Again, just on a low speed to start off with. We could turn it up a little now. Now I want to add 200 grams of room temperature cream cheese. You really do need this at room temperature, otherwise it's just never going to blend correctly. And my last ingredient, and this is what really makes this a very grown-up chocolate cake, it's all about balance. And this has got, so the Guinness head of my cake will get its sort of manila toned colour from a tablespoon of Bailey's. This will give it almost like a Bailey's cheesecake topping. So in that goes. And again, we just want to give it another final mix now. And that's it. That's my frosting done. Just peel away the parchment paper. And I am going to be putting my icing directly on the bottom of my cake, so it has a nice flat surface. But you could always just slice the top of your cake off if it's got a slight dome. Whatever way suits. Mound that icing just on top of the cake. To switch to a spatula here. It's a little crank spatula, it's perfect for this sort of work. And spread that to the edges. Don't be too fastidious about this. And that is my Guinness cake with Bailey's cream cheese icing. And let me tell you, it is delicious. It's so surprising how just 1 tablespoon of Bailey's can add so much flavour to it. Ready to have me a piece. Very much looking forward to this, and I hope you enjoyed this recipe. For the full recipe, check out the description box below. Please give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching.